What if you found a broken clay pot and it could grant you infinite wealth? I'm not talking about just millions. I'm talking about the power to create anything you could possibly desire, right on demand. Before we get into all that, if you love stories like this, do me a huge favor and follow the channel and share this video. It seriously helps us grow so I can keep making these for you. All right, let's dive in.
So let's meet our guy, Song Zae. He's a delivery driver, you know the type, always racing against the clock. Life's just a blur of packages and deadlines. But one day, everything just screeches to a halt. He gets into an accident with this old man, and boom, a clay basin the old guy was carrying is shattered. The old man goes off, claiming it's some priceless antique, and demands a fortune. Song Zae, he's just a delivery guy. All he has is $200. The old man snatches it, disappears, and leaves Song Zae with a handful of broken pottery, feeling like the world's biggest sucker. But that night, oh man, things get weird. He's literally about to chuck this useless bowl in the trash when it starts glowing, like a soft, otherworldly light. He looks closer, and inside, at the bottom, a symbol has appeared. It's the character for gather, and right next to it, the number 10. This isn't just a broken pot. He realizes the old man wasn't a scammer. He just sold him a legend, a freaking cornucopia. Okay, so what do you do with a magic bowl? You test it, right? He grabs this little jade buckle his mom gave him, worth maybe a few $100, and drops it in. And just like that, poof, 10 of them, 10 identical buckles. He is absolutely floored. He checks them, they're real. So he sells 9 of them and walks away with 20,000 yuan, which is more cash than he's seen in forever. Of course, his first thought is, why not just copy the money? But he tries. And nothing. The bowl is smart. It has a rule. It copies valuable things, not the cash itself. So now he's got a taste of real money, and you can see the wheels turning. Song Zae realizes, okay, copying little trinkets is fine, but if I want to get rich, I need to think bigger. It's all about scale. He needs to copy stuff with a huge price tag that people are desperate to buy. And he finds his first target, a bottle of 30-year-old Wu Tai. This stuff is super rare, super sought-after liquor. He walks right into a high-end shop and drops his entire 20 grand on one single bottle. He finds a quiet spot, does his thing with the basin, and boom, one bottle becomes 10. Now he just has to sell them. He walks into this recycling shop, and this is where he meets Shu Q. Don't let the recycling shop name fool you. This woman is sharp, super savvy. At first she's like, yeah, right, but she checks the bottles, and they're all legit. She buys all 9 on the spot for 200,000 yuan. She's so impressed, she's like, look, we need to be in business together. With her brains and his supply chain, their next target, a $60,000 Rolex. And the Rolex plan? It works even better than they imagined. After he makes the copies, Zhu Chu uses her connections to sell them, not for retail, but for double the price. She creates this whole story about an exclusive, impossible-to-get batch. And just like that, they're sitting on $1.2 million. Their partnership is locked in. Song Zae is not just some delivery driver anymore. He's a major player. But here's the thing about getting rich. You always want more. Even with millions in the bank, Song Zae feels trapped by that times 10 limit. He starts wondering, can this thing be upgraded? What would it take to power it up? And only one thing comes to mind, the ultimate currency, gold. It's a huge risk, but he decides to bet a massive chunk of his new fortune on it. So he goes out, buys a gold bar worth $1 million. He finds a deserted parking garage, heart-pounding, and places it in the basin. But this time, it doesn't make copies. The bowl just glows like insanely bright, and the gold bar? It just vanishes. It's gone. For a split second, he's in total panic. Did he just destroy his magic ticket and $1 million? But then, a new symbol appears. The basin isn't broken. It just evolved. So, nervously, he tests it. He drops his phone in. Instead of 10 popping out, just 1 extra appears. He tries again, another one. You see what's happening? The bowl doesn't copy in batches anymore. It creates on demand. Realizing the insane potential, he goes all in. He cashes out $50 million, buys gold, and just feeds it all to the basin. And when that last piece of gold gets absorbed, all the symbols just disappear. The basin is in its final form. It doesn't copy anymore, it creates. An infinite, unstoppable stream of literally anything he wants. Now, with the power to create anything infinitely, the game completely changes. Song Zae and Shu Q aren't just trying to sell a few expensive items anymore. Why would they? Their new goal is way bigger, to take over entire markets, to own them completely, and just crush anyone who gets in their way. And their rise to power is just unbelievably fast. Some rival stamp collector gets in their way. Songzae finds one of the guy's rare stamps, makes dozens of copies, and floods the market, bankrupts him overnight. A powerful auction house owner tries to push them around. They retaliate by creating an endless supply of rhino horns, making her entire collection worthless until she has to beg them to buy her out for $1 billion. They buy a $100 million villa just because they can. And in the ultimate power move, Songzae buys the very gold mine that he used to upgrade the basin. They're not just playing the game anymore, they are the game.
But just when you think they've hit the absolute peak, a new challenge walks through the door. And this is one that all the money in the world can't seem to solve. A woman, desperate. Her name is Chin Yu. Her husband is dying from this incredibly rare disease, and the only cure requires a huge amount of ambergris, a substance so rare, it's basically a myth. Her husband, Han Chen, he's not buying it. He's been burned by so many fakes and frauds before. He's cynical, but he's also desperate, so he makes a deal. He'll give Songzae the very last tiny piece of ambergris they own, but there's a catch. Sui Q has to stay behind as collateral. If Songzae isn't back by the next day with more, well, there will be consequences. And Songzae, cool as ever, just looks at him and says, I don't need your money. I just need one piece to copy. So the next day comes, and Songzae doesn't just show up with a little bit more. No. He has to call for a truck. He's created 200 kilograms of pure ambergris. I mean, that is an amount so massive, it could save 1,000 lives, not just one. Han Chen is just speechless, staring at a pile of the rarest substance on Earth like it's a mountain of dirt. Han Chen is just completely overwhelmed. Gratitude, shock, he can't believe it. He doesn't just pay them the $5 billion they agreed on, he doubles it. Right there, he hands them a check for a jaw-dropping $10 billion. Songzae, the guy who started as a delivery driver with a $200 broken bowl, is now, without a doubt, one of the richest and most powerful people on the entire planet. So he went from a broken pot to absolute infinite power, a fortune you can't even really comprehend. But it makes you think, doesn't it? If you had that power, if you could create literally anything you wanted, where would you stop? What actually becomes valuable when nothing is scarce? If this story moved you or made you think differently, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And follow the channel for more stories like this.